Hi and welcome to the absolutely stunning Aphrodite Hills Golf Resort here in Cyprus. I'm here courtesy of Golf Breaks, doing some filming, creating some content to hopefully help you improve your golf in 2017. Right now is January, so for many of you watching this, it's difficult to get out onto the golf courses and work on your game. So this drill I've got is fantastic to work on certain aspects of your driving, but you can do this in as long as you've got an area. You're going to need something to place the tee peg in the ground, but hopefully you've got something like that where you can get to practice, and this is certainly going to help you drive the ball a little bit better. So we're focusing really on where the ball hits the golf club. And we're really focusing on more between the top and the bottom. Now, if we start to vary our strike point between the top and the bottom, we're going to get some quite different results in terms of the launch angle, in terms of the spin that's on the golf ball, and certainly in terms of the overall flight as well as distance. So trying to optimize your strike in terms of high to low is really going to change ball flight. It's going to make it more consistent, and it's ultimately going to help you repeat the same sort of ball flight through the air. And that's really key, especially if you're going to go and get fitted for a driver. Hitting 3 shots, 3 different ball flights is going to be difficult. So what you'll see I've got here is I've got 3 tee pegs, and they're teed up pretty close to each other, but you'll notice how one is obviously pretty close to what I would normally use to tee my driver up, one is a bit lower, and one is almost in the ground. Now the goal here without a golf ball is to make 3 golf swings. My first golf swing, my aim is to clip the highest tee peg, but not either of the others. My second swing, my aim is to clip the second tee peg, and then my third aim is to clip the bottom tee peg. So I've got to deliver my golf club back into 3 slightly different positions in order to achieve my task of hitting those tee pegs individually. Now, striking the golf ball from the right part of the club face is a combination of things. Technique is certainly going to play its part. Absolutely, I do not disagree with that. Improving your technique will give you a better strike. However, there is also an element of skill. And if there's an element of skill, we can actually just isolate that and just practice developing that skill. So the skill we're working on here is just the ability to bring that golf club back to a position which you choose. Now, many golfers will deliver the golf club to the ball and strike a certain part of the club face. However, they unfortunately don't have the ability to vary that. So many golfers will have an attack angle which is too steep. They tend to hit too high in the club face. And if I simply say to them, let's change that strike and hit a bit lower, they simply don't have the ability. So this little exercise is going to be great for you if you feel like you don't always hit the middle. You maybe hit a little bit high or hit a little low. This is developing your skill. There's no technical element to this. We're not telling you how to do those 3 things or those 3 challenges. We're just going to let you practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get, and that is developing your skill. If you can therefore control which tee peg you hit and when, on that golf course, if you're not quite striking the middle of the golf club, you've developed your skill to the point where you can make some little subtle changes and hopefully strike that ball more out from the middle of the golf club. This is not easy. I'm not expecting you to be able to do this first time. I'm going to have a go now. I'm not expecting myself to be able to do it first time, but let's have a go. So I'm going to take my setup just behind the tee pegs, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can just clip the top tee peg there. So just that first one. I'm going to do it not necessarily at full speed, but it'll be pretty quick. Okay, so there's my first tee peg gone. So that was pretty good. Managed to clip it, didn't hit the other 2. One down. Let's get the middle one. These get a little bit harder when they get closer to the ground. Okay, I think I hit that one, but it didn't actually move. Okay, there's 2 gone. I had to look there, I wasn't sure which one I hit. And that leaves me with this last tee peg. Now, I want to try and do this without hitting the ground. You can see how it's very close to the ground, but I don't want to hit the ground. Okay, there's 3. So, that's not easy. I really have to focus, I really have to concentrate, and I really have to think about what I'm doing. As I say, I wouldn't expect many of you to be able to go out and do that first time. But if you can't do it, it might highlight some areas that you need to work on. This time of year is fantastic to work on certain things that you wouldn't do in the summer. This is one of those drills you can do. So find yourself a little area in your garden, 3 pegs, let's go ahead and make some swings. If we can control which tee peg we hit, we're definitely going to be improving our skill and our control over this thing. And if we get more control over this thing, that's only going to mean one thing, and that's better drives, more drives in the fairway, and that's definitely where you can take some shots off your score. Thanks for watching. Big thank you to Aphrodite Hills for letting me use their fantastic golf course for a few days. Thank you to Golf Breaks for making it all happen, very much appreciated. All the usual stuff is down below the video. That's the like button. There's a subscription link as well if you're not a subscriber, and there's a comments box as well. So let me know what you thought of the video. Any other videos you'd like me to film, pop those in the comments box. I'll do my best to respond to as many as I can. And lastly, thank you very much for watching.